Finally, we can talk about what this video diary is supposed to be about. Hempcrete. You remember Hempcrete, right? I mentioned it about 15 videos ago. It's this carbon negative building material that's thermally insulative, has thermal mass, is hygroscopic, is fireproof, is acoustically insulative, and is so recyclable you can put it in your garden when you're done with it. Well, there's supposed to be some of it arriving today. And it's pissing it down. Whoa, it's episode 19. First mix of Hempcrete. Yes, here we go. The Hempcrete has arrived. It's big. It's quite important to keep the shiv dry so that we don't get too much water in the mix and it's pissing it down. Same goes for the binder, so I'm gonna put a tarp over this pallet and break this pallet and put it all indoors. So there you have it, 48 sacks of Tradical Thermo Hempcrete binder in the corner of my bedroom where they definitely don't belong, but I've run out of space elsewhere. Look, the last time you saw that it was on a Stoners t-shirt. But now the world's got all grown up and stopped worrying about it, and this is a building control pre-approved building solution. Hemp's grown in the UK, and I think the binder is from France, so that's got quite low miles on it, and the whole thing comes in carbon negative, so you lock down carbon as you build. Pretty cool. So that's it, we're ready to make some Hempcrete. I'm going to make a tiny little test mix of Hempcrete, first one ever, so 15 litres of shiv, 5 litres of binder, 5 litres of water. Ratio 1 to 1 to 3. Water and binder goes in first to make a slurry. Like that. Then chuck in about 2/3 of the shiv. It's a good idea to prop the machine up on something to tip the barrel forwards while you're mixing so that the steel paddles inside the drum catch the Hempcrete properly and give it a good mix. But you might want to tip it back while you're putting the binder in so that you get less of a cloud of lime dust. After 2/3 of the shiv is mixed, you stop the machine and reach in and scrape it off the back of the drum to make sure it's mixing properly. Then start up the machine and chuck the rest of the shiv in. And there it is, first ever mix. Now this was a bit wet because it's pissing it down today, so the ambient moisture level is probably about 100%. So I topped up a little bit with binder and shiv, and you've got to keep the ratio of binder and shiv the same. You can only alter the water content. So you put in a little bit of binder, you put in 3 little bits of shiv. So that dried it out very slightly. I think this is about right. It's light and fluffy, but every piece of shiv is coated with a slurry to protect it. Looking for a texture that splits in two if you press your finger into a ball like that. Got to get the moisture content right. If it's too dry, then there's not enough water for the binder to set hydraulically, and it might not coat each piece of shiv nicely in slurry. If it's too wet, the wall takes ages to dry out, and the mix gets kind of heavy, so it compacts more, and the thermal performance goes down, and the wall costs more because you're using more Hempcrete. I wasn't sure it really existed until now. Like, you might just get a note saying, ha ha ha, there's no such thing as Hempcrete, you've got to build it all out of Celotex and cement. But now it's actually arrived, it's quite reassuring. I'll probably do a full video about how to mix Hempcrete in a bell mixer later on, but for now, there you go. First mix is done.
Liking's really good. Oh yeah, and subscribe, go on, all the cool kids are doing it, subscribe. Make your house out of hemp, peer pressure, hemp, just say yes. Visit the Patreon page, links in the description box, go on, do it. You'll get all the girls, or boys, or other people, or gnomes. Turn on, tune in, work really hard until you've got a hemp house.
Let's never speak of this again.